is the notion of Aboriginal communities.
Okay, and we're live.
Hello, listeners. Nice to have you here today. Today being my time here in Adelaide, South Australia, not your time over in Las Vegas or other parts of America.
15 minutes to midnight.
Yeah, 15 minutes to midnight as opposed to 4:15 p.m. the next day. So there you go. We can be in two places and two times at once.
Incredible. Hey, well, before we begin, here's a question I have for you. We've done this now 3 times. We did it on Monday. We did it earlier this week. What are your impressions from the first 2 Hangouts? What memories kind of stick out for you?
Well, I guess for me it was pretty relaxed. I really liked the relaxed nature of what we were doing. We were just having a bit of a casual conversation, and by the way, some other people were listening in and asking questions, so that was a bit of a kick. Being able to share my local knowledge with other people, other listeners around the world is also a wonderful thing as well. And you got to marvel at technology nowadays that we can be sitting in 2 different countries and almost in sync, which
I'm amazed as well. Yeah, I was telling you just before this started. What really sticks out for me is that the first chat, it was kind of like getting an insider's tour of Adelaide, and you were talking about, well, we're going to go to this museum, this museum, and I had to look them up on the web, and they just look like just tremendous places. And I'm sure there are a lot of local places you go. And then it was kind of followed up by the virtual tour and the Google Map tours of the Nullarbor and the Flinders Range and the Flinders Ranges.
Yeah. One of the things that you can also do, there's an application called I think it's My Parks. M for Mary, Y for Yankee, and then Parks is, what is Park? Pluto, Alpha, Romeo, Kilo.
Right.
September. I'm pretty sure it's My Parks.
Okay.
And I've actually given a virtual online tour there as well. So that might be something which you'll find interesting. I'm just trying to bring it up now on my phone to work out whether I've still got it. But what I've done is one of the tours I do is a bush food trail of the Adelaide Botanic Gardens. And so what I've done on this My Parks application is I've given a virtual tour of the Adelaide Botanic Gardens, so people can actually come in and they can undertake my tour and not even leave their lounge room, I guess. I'm just trying to track down where it is to find where it is.
Okay.
It's called My Parks. Here it is. No, sorry. My PARX. So X for X-ray.
Gotcha. My Parks.
Yeah. What I'll do is just while we're yabbering on, I'll try and see if I can bring it up and see if we can get something out of it. But it's interesting. I talk about it's an application which has been developed for parks around Australia. Now, I'm just about to try and log on and see if it actually works. So I'll let you know if it does over the internet. But what it does is it offers you the opportunity of doing the Adelaide Botanic Gardens. And it's yeah, let me think.
Let me show people. This is the website you're talking about?
Are you looking at my page?
I'm looking at.
Hang on.
This is My Parks.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. I guess what we have to do is work out how you get into it, because I think you need to download a Google app
Okay.
in order to be able to do it. But it works on geolocation. So if you're walking around the park, it'll actually allow you to walk up to a geolocation, and then it will trigger a sound, and then you can listen to audio and video. But you can do this, from what I believe the app writers told me, you can do this from your home. So anyway, that's one of the things that is there.
Beautiful. You know, we're looking at Protected Planet earlier.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, well, this is our friends with the UN and Protected Planet who've basically done this index of national parks and protected areas around the globe.
Mm-hmm.
And they do have the data available for download.
Right, yep.
So you can get the detailed information. So let's see.
So if you put in, for example, Flinders Ranges National Park, what will you come up with?
Does this look familiar?
Let's have a look. That's familiar, yeah. That's Flinders Ranges National Park.
Okay.
So within that is Wilpena, Ikara, which I talked about yesterday. Yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Let me have a look, and maybe, do you want me to share a screen and then I can show you through?
Oh, sure. But you know, if we look at this, you know, this is an informative site. The question I have is how to get additional details about it. It's a nice dictionary entry or encyclopedic entry, but I'm not seeing where to click for more info.
More info, yeah. That's you're right. It might be a bit limited. Good point.
Well, it's a question about uncovering it or revealing it. You know, they have a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah,
But go ahead. What do you have to show?
All right, let's have a look what we got here. You know what? I'll just bring my website up, perhaps, and we can go from there.
Please.
All right, so I'm just sharing screens now. I'll show this one. Now, can you see this one here now? The website again? All right, so if we have a look down here, I might take you on. Yesterday we sort of looked at some different parts, but I might take you on a little bit of a guided tour of maybe some of my galleries. So I'll just bring you to this one here.
Perfect.
Okay. Now, was this where you'd only see thumbnails? You don't see what's on the... Can you see the large image that I brought up?
Yep, we see that.
Okay. All right, that's good. So
you know,
this one here.
I love these photos. The question I have, like, again, going back to interaction, I'd love to be able to interact with it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, on this photograph here, this is Wilpena Pound again. We're looking from the northeast directly through the Pound to the northwest, southeast to the northwest. So the Pound runs diagonally. This end here is the end called Rawnsley's Bluff. Can you follow the arrow I'm pointing at?
I see it.
Rawnsley's Bluff. around this side here, just in around this corner is Wilpena Pound Resort. And then as you go along here, that peak up there, that's St. Mary's Peak, which is the highest peak in this mountain range, in the Central Flinders Ranges, and that extends up about 1,100 meters. Can't remember exactly.
By the way, this is our new signal for garbled voice.
Oh, hang on. Remember, I'm sharing, so I'm doing things. Okay, do your signal again.
You're doing great. I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, can't see. Maybe is there a way of sharing the video screen and my screen at the same time? Do you know that?
There is a way, but not an easy way.
Okay, that's okay.
But if you know, we're still gobbling up bandwidth and getting, you know, this kind of goofy sounds, but keep it simple.
Yeah, true. All right, let's have a look. In the Flinders Ranges, there are a number of cultural sites, and one of the good things about the Flinders Ranges is that we've got occupation evidence.
Garbling again.
Did you hear that?
No, that was garbled.
Occupation evidence of people in 50,000 years.
Okay, try that again. No, still garbled. Still garbled. Okay, wonderfully garbled. All right.
Hang on, let me stop sharing for a minute.
Okay.
Right, I've stopped sharing.
Please.
I want to turn this off. Right. Okay. Now we'll try again.
Perfect. Hey, by the way, I want to thank you for tweeting and Facebooking and sharing. I want to just show you, here are the posts that have been made so far this week in Indigenous Peoples Week. So I'm just hoping for an increase of people using this. After all, this weekend will be the Indigenous Day, but we'll continue to explore this and get these stories out.
Yeah. I would love to more visiting of the American communities. I'm turning my video off. I'm trying to share my video off to see if that makes any difference.
Let's see how this works. Oh.
Right. Okay. You see the painting.
You see the what?
The Aboriginal artwork.
All right, we see this now.
Okay. So this Aboriginal artwork here. Can you see the boomerangs?
Yes.
Okay. These boomerang here, this bit of artwork dates back about 28,000 years. So the more recent stuff on top is not obviously 28,000, but when you scratch back some of the layers, the base coat of ochre has been dated back that long.
Let me ask you this. Who does the research?
Well, there's another one here. The anthropologists did this, and what they did was, and scientists, Adnyamatna people had a native title land claim in, and in order to substantiate our claim, we had to get evidence that of our time in that particular area. So our evidence, the research dated us back about 50,000 years.
I still have.
Can you see the? Sorry.
I still have a hard time conceptualizing.
Yeah. Well, if you're conceptualizing, about 42,000 years at least before the pyramids were built in Egypt, we were here living in Flinders Ranges.
We see.
That gives you some idea of the age of our civilization here.
I hear you.
Now, can you see the painting here that I've got the arrow on? The mouse cursor?
Yes, we see that image.
Yeah, so this one here, they are kangaroo prints. All right, so you've got kangaroo, you've got a kangaroo print here, which is a kangaroo standing. Then you have all these here. Now, one of the things about artwork that's 28,000 years old is you don't actually know the real, I guess, the meaning of it. You can only guess from more recent art. And what they believe is this is artwork depicting initiation ceremony. Did you get all that?
I got all that.
Oh, brilliant.
Going back to the whole situation, when you go to one of these sites, I would assume there's what 5 or 10 different pictures nearby. This is not just isolated by itself somewhere, is it?
No, you're right. Well, yes and no. Often, in one particular site, you might have a gathering or a collection of pictures, and then you might go for some distance before you meet the next one.
Right.
And the reasoning is that when you have these pictures, they are often at significant sites which are associated with law and ceremony. So you didn't just paint them wherever you felt like it. It wasn't to, beautify the environment. It was actually for spiritual and cultural reasons.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in this one because I'm just very interested. And second, here in Nevada, they just declared a new national monument called Basin and Range. And part of the reasoning for protecting this area was for the preservation of some of the rock art and the petroglyphs.
Yep.
And the question then becomes that dicey one. To what degree is ignorance bliss? It keeps these things protected. And at what point does increased visitation mean increased vandalism?
Yeah. Can I answer that from our perspective with our experience here?
Please.
The notion of ignorance is bliss works really well if you can control access to an area. The moment you can't control access to an area, you run the risk of things being destroyed without your knowledge. One of the problems that we have in the Flinders Ranges is that there are some sites that are so sensitive that they are sacred. And because of our clash of cultures, my family of people are no longer initiated. So the initiation and ceremony was banned by the missionaries back in the What this means is, in order to go and care for those particular sites, you either have two options. You don't go there and you trust that those sites are in good repair and are protected, or you break our cultural protocol and you go to the site and run the risk of being the.
Okay.
Can you see the picture on the screen now?
We see the picture.
The picture is of a sculpture, and the sculpture is two men. One of them, the one that's standing, his name is Oradul, and Oradul is the north wind man. The shorter one, the one crouching, is Muthri, and he's the south wind. Now, Adnyamathanha culture is divided into two skin groups, and this sculpture represents those two men. So the north wind is my skin group, I'm Oradul, and according to kinship law and custom, you marry someone from the opposite skin group, which is Muthri. Now, in our culture, we are matriarchal. So we follow the mother's skin group line. In our culture, as a result of that,
yes.
Sorry, mate. In our culture, my partner, Lily, is Muthri, and our children follow the mother, so they are also Muthri. Now, when they marry, they will have to marry Oradul partners, offsiders. So my daughter, this is where it gets complicated, she marries an Oradul person, but she has Muthri children. My sons marry an Oradul person, they have Oradul children because you follow the mother. Now, it's all very complicated, but the reason why this kinship system was introduced was to avoid inbreeding and too close kinship connection. So this is the story of, this is the reason behind Oradul and Muthri, the two men on this sculpture.
Let me ask you.
Listen, do you have any questions?
If people were watching, please ask questions. Here's my question: going back to the system of kinship, to what degree do you see that in your everyday life or the everyday politics? Is this something that's an actual kind of, is it popular in the media? Is it something familiar that's just in the neighbor, that you talk about with friends and family? Or is it much more public? Is it one of these things that visitors get like, wait, I didn't understand that. Oh, it's because of, what the statue of two men represents.
Yeah. Interestingly, it's two men because we're matriarchal in our society. But in Adnyamathanha society, we follow it very closely. So we follow close association. When they call committees, the committee must be half Oradul and half Muthri to make sure that both sides, both skin groups, are represented in any decision making that stems from it. Outside of Adnyamathanha society, nobody knows about it really. It's only one of those things that once you connect with Adnyamathanha through maybe a partner, and then it stems on to the notion of becoming, if you become someone who bears children with or has children with someone else, they automatically are assumed within the school skin groups so that we know where they fit. Hopefully I explained that well. It was a bit clunky.
No, you explained it well. I'm wondering, just kind of going off on a tangent here, but what are other things that outsiders and visitors like myself just don't understand?
Really simple things, I guess. I'll just scroll up. Sorry. There's nothing really that much on here that I can use to illustrate it. I'll just put up another photograph.
Okay.
I might go back to a different gallery. I'll go to Northern Flinders and see what's on there. So one of the other things, for example, in this clash of cultures, things on Adnyamathanha society. And those innocent things, for example, are campers go out to the Flinders Ranges and they camp in camping sites. And they go and collect firewood from the surroundings and they burn it on their campfires. But what they don't realise is those...
We just took like a 1 minute break.
Yep.
My bad.
What's happening, mate?
Oh, I just clicked the wrong box, thereby putting us into a little bit of purgatory. But we're still. If you come back to your Hangout within 5 minutes, it's live, as I found out once.
Do we have any listeners or anyone following at the moment?
I don't know if you can you see that at the bottom of your screen? Because
can I see what for it?
The number, how many viewers?
Yeah, no, I can't see any viewers.
All right, yeah, I see a total of 0. So, yeah, we have no live viewers right now. But
that's all right.
Well, again, I hope so. I just think of this as like as a very inexpensive podcast that sometimes it can be viewed live.
Yeah.
So, people will find it. People will come back into it.
Right. Rightio.
Can you share something else with us, or screen-wise?
What's that, mate?
Can you screen-wise? Can you share something else with us?
Screen-wise? Oh, look, I can do lots of things. Let me go back in here again. Oh, hang on, I'm not sharing a screen at the moment, am I?
No, you're not.
All right, here we go. Yeah, so this is one of our water holes, and for us, water holes are sacred because the creator serpents, which we call okara, they live in the water holes, or they have dwelled in the water holes in the past, and they're the reason why water holes are there.
Now, 1 second. Am I right to say that all billabongs are water holes, but not all water holes are billabongs?
Not sure about that, mate. A billabong is kind of a Western label, and we use different terminology. I guess you could say that's correct, but I'm not 100% sure, to tell you the truth.
So you just call this a water hole? Love it.
Now, remember earlier in the piece, I told you about the occupation evidence,
right,
for Adnyamathanha people. They examined engravings like the one on your screen now, Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. They examined these and other rock engravings, and that's where they was able to arrive at a date of about 50,000 odd years for our occupation. So some of these rock engravings date back that long.
Now, when you're going out to seeing some of these sites, what is the procedure? Are you trying to get there during the morning, the afternoon? Are you camping nearby? Or?
Yeah. According to cultural protocol, you need to be there and gone before the sun starts heading down. So you need to be there, I'd say 4 p.m. in the afternoon would be the latest you'd be wanting to hang around any of these places.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is the spirits of our ancestors are there. And obviously the thinking is that at night time, their presence is stronger. I'm just going to show you something. See these etchings here, how they're nice and bright?
Yes.
Well, the reason they're nice and bright is because people who visited there in the past have used rocks and they've cleaned out what's called the desert varnish in them so that they can take photographs. And in essence, what they've done is vandalized the site for the sake of a good photograph. And this is one of the concerns we have about people visiting these sites without proper Adna guidance.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the darkening in the rock around. That is how it should look.
Mm-hmm.
An untouched bit of artwork will be darkened similar to the rock around it. And where you see it's highlighted very clearly, it's because people have vandalized it.
I would never have suspected. Huh.
This is another example here with these ones. Can you see the engravings down here?
Yes, I can. Took a while.
Well, these engravings down here haven't been touched. So you can see that inside the engravings, it's actually quite dark. And that is a microorganism called which has got the name of desert varnish.
Ah.
So we've got 3 circles down here. Over here, we've got etchings of other animals. And there are further etchings up here as well. This is just one of the ones in this particular area. There are something like 1,000 etchings in this particular cultural spot.
Is it possible to do video on these sites?
To do video?
Or what's, I'm wondering, again, talking about cultural protocols and also just the annoyance factor. Yeah, I'm wondering about video, and I'm also wondering about drones. Can you fly drones through some of these areas?
Oh, I'm sure that you probably could, Ron, but it's not something I've got access to. I don't have access to a drone to be able to fly. I'd love to, but I don't have one.
It's again, it's very interesting that this has revolutionized the technology and the visualization of our experiences. And the question has to be, at what point is it too much, and does it interfere with people? And just this past week, they banned drones at the state parks in Nevada. So Valley of Fire, this incredibly beautiful area with all sorts of rock formations, closed to drones. And personally, my opinion is whatever you decide, fine, because I think it's wonderful to take the photo, but you're you know, if you're with other people, you're kind of annoying the heck out of them. And
Yeah.
they can do all sorts of terrible damage, from, you know, impacting wildlife to, you know, falling into the geysers at at Yellowstone. Um,
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see, you know, how this takes hold. Because again, part of me wants to see a video. You're showing me these little fragments of
Yeah.
50,000-year-old culture, and I'm kind of going, I know that entire site must be a marvel.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Is it worth trying to do a video, put up a show a video?
Through this Hangout, no.
So video would be very slow and disjointed.
That's my thinking, but we've already been disjointed enough. I say try it.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen? I just hung up on us.
Yeah. You're okay, so I'm just going to try something. There's only
Exactly.
you and I here, so I mean I can try and have a look. I can show you.
Please.
Let's see if we can work out something here. Because I haven't. Here we go. I'll try and do this. See what happens. Can you see this, Ron? Is it possible? Are you watching this at the moment?
Okay, yeah, I'm wondering how this works. I've never done this before with the YouTube video.
Can you actually? Are you watching the video at the moment or not?
I am watching the video of the car. I see it.
Okay, that's interesting. So this is just showing me through different parts of the Flinders Ranges in one of my vehicles. Goes for about 4 minutes. So I'm not sure. Do you want to test it and run it through, or do you want to stop it?
I guess I have to push to talk. Excuse me. Um, no, keep on showing this, and this is fine.
So what you're looking at here is me travelling through parts of Bratchina Gorge, and Bratchina Gorge is one of the gorges in the Flinders Ranges here. This is just another area where I'm having to cross over some of the washouts. This is on the main road between Lee Creek and Nepabunna, which is my mission community.
So it looks awfully flat.
That's the road. It's actually very hilly through here. You can see some of the hills that I'm approaching now, but it's very much an undulating road. It's up and down all the time. I guess it's hard to identify the perspective.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
This is navigating some of the big washouts.
Do you have any videos of bikes on these roads?
Sorry, could you say that again?
Do you have any videos of biking on these roads?
No, I don't, but I'm sure that if you Googled, you would find something.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, I just unmuted. None of this pushing to talking stuff. Yeah, this is a fine video, but the way it's shot, it's kind of, now it's different, but everything else kind of looked like a pancake.
Yeah, it's can you hear me all right?
I hear you now fine.
Yeah, I guess it's the perspective of the camera. It's very hard. It does make it look very very smooth, but it's definitely not in the Flinders Ranges. I might go back to this other video here and just show you. This video here is from a lookout, so you get to look down. We're about, I don't know, 1,500 feet altitude wise, and we're just looking around. So, you know, it looks flat, but we're on a peak, and either side there's about a 300-foot drop. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so we tried that, and it kind of worked, I guess.
Well, you know, it worked very well, better than our other stuff. I'm going to see if I can. How do you add a video to this?
Well, you know the YouTube on the side? I clicked on that, and then I did add video. So I just double clicked on the video and it put it into the
videos playlist. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, you know, what I would really recommend, and either you get it or work with somebody who does, is the darn drone. Because with the drone, it lets you go up, you know, up in height.
Yeah. Hey, how much is a drone?
You know,
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, you were muted then for a second. I just unmuted you.
Drones are $1,000 to $2,000.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, that's not going to happen in a hurry.
Well, as I say, it may not be in your satchel. The question is, you know, finding somebody that has one of these things.
Yeah.
And one of the cool things is, I mean, again, this is brand new. We didn't have drones, you know, public drones, you know, until just a few years ago. Anyway, of course, I learn a lot from my nephew, and
Right.
my nephew is very keen on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we'll show you the video that he made after this. Here we go.
On the screen at the moment, you're going to show a YouTube drone video. Is that right or not?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try. Yes, that's what I'm going to try to do. Mm-hmm. But yeah, learning how this works. I don't see how to displace your video.
Well, you know what did you click on the YouTube icon on the side?
I did, and then I got to add the video.
But okay, press play and see what happens.
It's coming. Just 2 seconds and it's here. So this you probably will mistake for Adelaide, but no, it's Henderson in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, here is this, you know, normal city park, Discovery Park it's called. And with the drone, just so easy to to shoot that.
So you're screen sharing or not?
One second. I of course gave you the video, not the video I wanted.
Okay, I'm not.
All right, are you seeing this?
No, not at the moment.
You're not seeing this video?
Nope, nope. Try. Are you? Does it say that you're
It does say.
Screen sharing?
It does say that. One second.
Get rid of screen sharing.
Getting rid of screen sharing. Going to YouTube.
And then try just video itself. YouTube, sorry. Click on the YouTube icon.
Okay. No.
Add it through that way and see what happens.
Right. I'd say we've enjoyed our run with YouTube and just ignore that. Our video is fine as is. The last thing I'd say about the drone issue is the fact that we've created a monthly event called Dogs and Drones, where we ask people to go to that city park and bring their dogs and drones. In other words, can we create, these, independent, little events that basically also contribute to digital literacy? Because I'm not going to fly the drone. Not yet. I just have, very little interest. But my nephew, he's really keen on it. And other people are too. And my thinking is, if it's done in a responsible way and an artistic way, you have no better promotion for a community.
You're right, yeah. It would be good to find out if there were drone societies where you could actually hire a friend to just come and say, take a photograph of this.
Well, exactly. We were on this the Basin and Range trip, and my nephew also has a GoPro. And he said, can I, put this on the truck and do this? And of course, every conservation group wants somebody to be taking pictures and video.
Yeah.
And within a day of the trip, we had the videos and the photos online, our Wiki, available for use. I'm interested in that, and I'll do that because these things are the intersection of technology and environmental conservation and cultural heritage. What's not to love? But are there ways to kind of create that kind of and broaden that in the society, that this is this triple hat trick is really the way to go? Again, use the technology to protect and conserve.
Yeah.
Can you tell it's 12:30 a.m. at my time?
You know what? Let's try one at sometime in the future. Let's try and tee one up for morning time, my time, and give you a bit of chance to do this during normal living hours.
Well, this has been great, and I have so many friends in Oceania who said, "Oh, we want to do these chats, but your times don't work." All right, well, believe me, I tried this time, but we'll find a time that works for us. Anything else you want to say before we stop recording the Hangout?
No, mate, it's all good. It's just thanks to anybody who listens to this in the future. If you're so inspired, maybe get down to Australia and have a look around. And more importantly, if you come down here, don't do the tourist crap. Like the rock, the reef, and the bridge. Come and do some real stuff, like with real people. You'll enjoy it. It's so much better.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care, Ron. Look after yourself. Take care.